In this tutorial, I will show you how to perform a batch edit. And a batch edit is when you have a number of metadata records and you want to change the exact same fields with the same content across many different metadata records. And the purpose of the batch edit is to expedite the cataloging process so you don't have to go through record by record and make the same change 20 times. You can isolate the set of 20 records and make the change across all of them at once. So in order to perform a batch edit, first you must create a set. And in order to create a set, you must perform an advanced search. So this is an example. We are in CollectiveAccess. We went to find objects and then to the advanced search section here, where you will see this expansive search form which has a number of metadata elements that we can search on. So for example, I'm going to do a search for lake. Okay. And I did a search and I have 42 records. And let's say that those 42 records, I want to go ahead and add a subject term for lake across all 42 records, and don't have to go into them individually. So in order to create a set, once I've performed a search, down here there are a couple options here, and sets is one of them. So that's where we'll go. And we can just create a set from the results, which will take all 42 of these records and create a set for them automatically. Here is the set code, which is automatically created based on the search we performed. These can get pretty lengthy. You are free to change this to any sort of string that you like, if you prefer, or you can just create a set based on what code is recommended for you. So we're going to do that, and we're also going to look at this chapter down. So we could select specific objects within the list here, so we could check them and then create a set from the checked records. But we're going to go ahead and create a set from all of these that are in the results. So I'm going to hit create. And then once you hit create, you typically have to wait a second, and then this gray box will appear saying that you've correctly created a set. Depending on the size of the set you're creating, it can take a while for that box to appear. So if you're creating a set with 500 records, prepare to just give it some time and wait a minute for that box to appear before you move on to the next set. Or move on to the next step, rather. So once you've created the set, then you're going to go to Manage My Set to actually find what you just created. So let's see here. There are a lot of sets that I have listed. And let's try to find the one that I just did off of Lake. Actually, I have a lot here, so I'm just going to do a Control Find. There it is. Okay. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. So here is where you can see the snippet of the set here, the vital information. And I'm going to click on this, which if you hover over, you'll see how that batch edit pops up. So I'm going to click here, and then this view will list all of the metadata elements that we have that we could perform a batch edit on. It basically replicates the individual record in terms of the metadata elements and the screens and tabs over here on the left. So for example, if I want to add a subject term for lake to all of them. So I'm going to say add to each item, and then I'm going to search for lakes here. And I'm going to select this, and this is where then I would click execute batch edit, and then it is going to change all of these records irreversibly to add the subject term lakes. So I'm not ready to do that just yet, because I actually want to go back and check a couple things before I do a batch edit on all of these, and I'm not sure yet what I want to do, and I think that once you get to this phase, definitely double checking, always double check and make sure that you have the right item selected for a batch edit, because this can't be undone. So for example, if you go over here and wrote over 500 titles, that would be irretrievable. So this can definitely be a very risky operation if you aren't certain of what you're doing. So definitely always check with your supervisor and have them sit with you for the first couple times that you're doing this until you feel comfortable on making batch edits on your own.